Hey everyone, I hope you guys had a wonderful April. I know the market definitely did. April has actually been the best month for the S&P 500 in 2021. We were actually up over 5% in April alone, so definitely market has done very well. One of the things that also takes place in April is corporate earnings. The first quarter ended for March, and so everybody really wants to know, are corporations or companies doing as well as what the market has been doing? So as we start to look at that, about 2/3 of the S&P 500 have reported their earnings, and they have actually looked very, very strong. Corporate earnings are actually up 57% year over year, and corporate revenues are up 6%. So very strong numbers when it comes to actually beating analyst expectations. 85% of companies have beat on the earnings side, and 78% have beat on the revenue side. So right now, it definitely is looking like companies are doing very well. They're generating a lot of sales, and at the same time, they're turning that into solid earnings. So that bodes very well for the market. What it basically means is the market may not be as overinflated as what some people have worried that it has been. The other big question that I'm getting is, can this market continue to go higher? And that is something that we do believe can take place. I think that you will see the natural summer doldrums. Could we see a 5 or 10% pullback? Absolutely. Do remember that almost every year there should be 2 10% pullbacks in the market. Haven't seen one yet, but if one comes, it's not time to panic, but definitely just kind of a natural ebb and flow of the market, and it definitely can help markets. It can strengthen them. Putting a little fear in the market does not necessarily a bad thing. But when we look at the market today and we look at the market at the end of the year, I still think that we will be trending higher, and I think companies will continue to do better. One of the things that people need to look at is the fact that consumer households, the average consumer has, if you go back to 2009 to 2019, had just reduced household debt quite substantially. All of a sudden the pandemic hits in 2020, they continued to reduce household debt and bring down mortgage servicing debt for households. At the same time, they've stacked up a lot of money in savings accounts and in bank accounts. So now you have a consumer that has a lot of money in the savings. Their households are lower debt obligation, and simultaneously there's a lot of pent-up demand to get out there and enjoy life and get out of these lockdowns. If you have been to Las Vegas recently, you'll find out that it's about a 2 or 3 day restaurant reservation on the weekends. There virtually is no spots to get nicer restaurants in Las Vegas. I was just on Monday in the Phoenix airport, and I can tell you it was shoulder to shoulder. I thought it was Christmas time in the airport. So there are people that are starting to get out, starting to move around a lot, and so that money's starting to be spent in the system. And that's very good for the companies, very good for the economy. So I do anticipate this market continuing higher going into the end of 2021, just like we've kind of thought all along. The big issue is kind of inflation, and what's that going to look like? And I think it's so important that we're going to actually do a special video on that. Should be out in about 2 or 3 days, so keep an eye out for that, and you'll see that come into your inbox. And we'll discuss kind of what inflation is, how it affects the market, and what we're doing to kind of combat that in our portfolios. Other than that, those are the I guess pressing issues with the market right now. I hope everybody is having a wonderful start to their summer, and look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you.